Hi guys, welcome to percentage part 2. So in this video we'll discuss about the types of questions which comes in percentage. So what I have done, I have tried to cover all the kind of questions which comes in percentage. So let's get start. First type is converting the fraction to the percentage. You have to convert the fractions into the percentage format. So fraction here here fraction given is 4 by 5. If I convert 4 by 5 into the percentage, I have to multiply it by 100. This is 5 2 ja, so 4 2 ja 80. This is 80%. Likewise, this is 7 by 4 into 100. If you want to convert it into the percentage, you have to multiply it by 100. So this is 4 4 2 ja 8 and 4 5 ja 25. 7 ja is 175%. Yep. Coming to the type 2. Type 2 is the converting percentage into the fraction. The earlier question was fraction to percentage. Now the percentage to fraction. So percentage given is 28. As I told you, if you see the percentage, think about 1 by 100. So this is 28 by 100. This is 4 7 ja and this is 4 2 ja 8 and 4 5 ja 20. So 7 by 25 is the answer for this question, 28%. Yep. Yeah, and this is a 94 upon 100. So this is nothing but 4 ja 2, 2 4 ja 8 and 2 7 ja 14, 2 5 ja 10 0. So 47 upon 50 it is in terms of fraction. So this is type 2, percentage to fraction. Type 3 is percentage of quantity given and you have to find out the original quantity. Okay, so example they have asked in the question is the population of a town increases by 30% and became 78,000. What was the original population of the town? So as I told you, if nothing is given in, and if the question is from percentage, always think about 100. I already told you this thing in my part 1 percentage. So must watch part 1 then watch part 2. That will be helpful for you for better understanding. So those I am assuming that population of the town is 100. Now it's increased by 130. Okay, and became 178, which means 130 is nothing but equal to 78,000. So what was the original population, which means asking what is 100. So if 130 is equal to 78,000, so 100 is equal to how much? So this is nothing but 78,000 into 100 upon 130. This get cancelled, this 0. This is 60. 600 into 100 will give me 60,000. Option A is your right answer. Yep. So this is what they have given percentage of the village and which got increased by 30%, and they are asking about the original population, which is you have to find out the original quantity. Coming to the part 4, comparison between two quantities. So yeah, comparison between two quantities is example is if A is in 30% more than B and B is 30% less than C, then A is what percent more or less than C? This is the kind of question where you have to use the formula percentage change. Percentage change. So formula is let me erase this first. Okay, let me write here. So percentage change means formula is final value minus initial value upon initial value into 100. This is what the formula which you should by heart, because on the basis of this formula you will get at least 2 to 3 questions in percentage, as well as the data interpretation. They ask such kind of question which is based on this formula. Okay, so coming to the question, so we have three heroes, A, B and C. There are three heroes. So A is 30% more than B and B is 20% less than C, which means A value is depend on B and B value is depend on C. So it's obvious that if I assume that C value is 100, so if nothing is given percentage, assume 100. So if I know C is 100, so B is 20% less than C, which means B has to be 80. Yeah. Now A is 30% more than B. If B is 80, 30% more, which means 30% more means what? So B is 1.3 into 80, which is nothing but 104. So A value is 104, B is 80 and C is 100. Now they are asking A is what percent more than C. This word is very important, than. Whatever coming after than has to be coming in denominator, which means, so final value is initial value, your than, after than whoever come, that become your initial value. So C is your initial value, C value is 100, final value is your 104 and initial value is 100 into 100. This is your formula. So from here you will get 4 upon 100 into 100, this get cancelled, 4% more. D is the option. So A is 4% more than C. I hope the idea is clear, guys, and this formula please by heart, this is important. So type 5 is percentage in number system. They use the percentages in number system. Okay, so difference between 42% of a number and 28% of the same number, this is important, same number, is 210. Then what is the 59% of that number? If same number is not given, that means question is wrong, but by God they have given same number. That's great. Yeah, now let's assume that a number is X. 28% of that number is 0.28x. Now it's saying difference between 422 and this, so and the 0.42x. So difference between these two is 0.42x minus 0.28x is given, that is 210. So if you subtract, you will get 4. This is 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. 0.x, which is 210. So x is equal to 210 upon 0.14. If I solve this, let me solve it here. So x is equal to 210, and if I remove this decimal, I'll have to add 2 more 0 in numerator. This is 14. This is 7 3s are 3000, 7 2s are, and this is 2 1s and 2 5s are 1500. So your number is 1500. Now question is not about the number, question is about what is 59% of that number. Now I'll give you the one more method how to get the 59%. You know 1500 is your 100%. This is what the very crucial method, guys, which very important if you are planning for to solve DI kind of questions. In DI you get such kind of question which is percentage based. So 10% of this is obviously 150 and 1% of this is obviously 15. Now they are asking for 59%. So if I multiply it by here 6, what I am doing, I am doing 60% minus 1% is nothing but 59%, and what they are asking 59%. So into 6, in 10 if you multiply it by 6 you will get 60%. So you have to multiply 6 here also, which is 15 6 are 900, 90, and this is 900. Now you have to subtract 1%, so subtract 900 minus 15, which is nothing but 885. So B is your option, guys. B is your answer. Type 6 problem based on the marks required to the student and pass and fail. Okay, so example is given, student and marks. In examination, a student secure 40% and the fails by 10 marks. If he scored 50%, he would have passed by 15 marks. Find the minimum marks required to pass the exam. Okay, this is the frequent question which used to ask in the exam. So obviously We'll do it well. So so let's say find the minimum marks required to pass the exam. Okay. Okay. Find the minimum marks required to pass the exam. So overall marks you can say is X. Now if the student is scoring 40% of that marks, which is X, he got failed by 10 marks, which means 0.4x he has scored, but still he is not able to pass because he scored 10 marks less. So what I am doing, if suppose he would have scored 10 more marks, he would have scored 10 more marks, I can say he is passed. So, and in the same next question he is saying if he scored 50%, he would have passed by 50 marks, which means he scored 50% of X and passed by 15 marks, which means he got 15 marks extra, which what I can say, if I reduce 15 from here, he will be just pass. This is the just pass. So this is also pass, this is also pass, so I can equate the equation. So this is what 15 will come this side, 10 plus 15 is 25, and 0.5x minus 0.14x give me 0.x, which means x is nothing but 250. So your maximum marks is, overall marks is 250. Now he is asking find the minimum marks required to pass the exam. So you can substitute this in any of this equation. Let me substitute here 0.4x plus 10. So x is 250. So 0.4 into 250 plus 10. This is 15 fours are. This is 100 plus 10 is nothing but 110 is the minimum marks required to pass the exam. You can add x value here also, you will get the answer 0.5x minus 15. So 0.5 into 250 minus 15, this is 25 5 is 125 minus 15 is nothing but 110. So from both the equation you are getting answer, hence your answer is B. I hope the funda is clear, guys, and this is the very important question as well. Type 7 is a percentage change in the quantity. I told you the percentage change formula. Now the question coming is percentage change is final value minus initial value upon initial value into 100. This is what your formula. Now the Ram saves 20% of his income is increased by 20%, and so he increases expenditure by 30%. What is the percentage change he is saving? I know one thing. What is that? Saving is nothing but income minus expenditure. So Ram is income is something, he is expending something, he is saving something. Now he is saying Ram saves 20% of his income. Let's say his income is 100, 20% he is investing, so which means he is saving 80. Now the question is, if his income is increased by 20%, which means his income became now 120, 20% increase, and so he increases his expenditure by 30%, which means 20% into 1.3, which is nothing but he has increased his expenditure by 30%, which is 26. So his income is 120, his expenditure is 26. So what will be his saving? Saving is 4 11 94. Yes, this is the 10 minus 6 4, 11 minus 2 is 9. Yeah. Now what is the percentage change in his saving? So earlier saving was 80, now saving is 94. Okay, 30%. Okay, no problem. So which means the percentage change is 94 minus 80, which is 94 minus 80 upon 80 into 100. This is nothing but 14 upon 18 into 100. This get cancelled. 2 5 ja and 2 4 ja and 2 2 ja and 2 7 ja. 35 by 2. Okay, there is no any option. Let me check. I have done anything wrong. Ram saves 20% of his income. Income is 120. This is 80. Okay. His income is increased by 20%. Income is increased by 20%, become 120. That is great. And so he increased his expenditure by 30%. Increase his expenditure by 30%. Yeah, 26. No. Okay, what is the percentage change in his saving? I think the question is wrong or what? Income is 100. What is the percentage change in his saving? His expenditure is his and his increase his expenditure by 30%. So 3 2 okay, 10% is 2 626. That is great. Yeah. Yeah, this is the right answer. 14 by 80 into 100. So this has to be 14 by 80 into 100. Let me do it again. 2 7s are 2 4s are. This get cancelled. 2 5s and 2 2s are. Yeah, 17.5 has to be the answer. So there is the one more option. Let's say option E. Okay. Okay, type at population change after X year. This is the very important. I mean, population based question obviously you will get. So population of our village is 5,000 and it increases by at the rate of 2% every year. Okay, this is important, every year. After 2 years the population will be. So we know the present population is 5,000, 2% increase, which means I know 5,000 is my 100%. I know 10% is 500. I know 1% is 50. Now they are saying, so in next year it increased by 2%, which is 1% is 50, 2% will be 100. So it is 5,100. Now again next year 2% increase. Again 5,100 is your 100%. Now your 10% will be 510. Your 1% will be 51. Now again 2% increase, which means 102 you will add in this, which is 202 this. So after 2 year this population will be 5,202, which is D option is your right answer. So you can see guys, I am not using formula at all. I mean, in fact it's better if you avoid formula. Wherever required I'll tell you formula, but try to avoid the formula, because doing question by formula is not possible in the exam. Type 9 is a election and the number of votes. This is again important. Two candidates contested in the election. The candidate who got 55% of the votes by a majority of 488. Find the total number of votes polled. If no votes is invalid. Okay, so there is a two candidate A and B. Let's say A got 55%, which means B got 45%, and A got 488 majority, which means if suppose A also got 45%, they also got, and B also got 45%. Sorry. So between them there must be a tie, but he is getting extra of 10%, and this extra, because of this 10% extra he is winning, and which is a majority, and that means which is equal to 480. This is your majority, which means extra part 10% is nothing but 488. So find the total number of votes polled if no vote. So which means 100% is equal to how much? So 488 into 100 upon 10, this get cancelled. So this is your answer, 4880. So you have to understand the keywords, which is majority, which is he is winning by the this 488 number of votes. Coming to the type 10, and I guess this is the last type. Okay, if the price of the commodity increase, this is very important, increase by X% and the percentage decrease in the consumption. So I mean, this kind of question you have to understand what is your expenditure. Expenditure is nothing but price into consumption. Expenditure is nothing but price into consumption. So if there is an increase in price, your consumption definitely will reduce. If the price consumption is increase, price will reduce. right? So both are inversely proportional. So the question is, if the price of coffee is raised on 25%, price raised by 25%, by what percent a householder must reduce his consumption, okay, of a coffee so as not increase his expenditure? Which means so let's assume that price was 100 and which increased by 25%. Now price become 25%. So this is what the about the price. Now the consumption is, they wanted to reduce the consumption because they have increased the price. So on by what percent should they reduce the consumption? So now again, to make it consumption same, which is, let's say her consumption was 100, her price was 100, but now the price is increased to 125, obviously consumption will reduce. So in this kind of question, this increase by 25 and consumption will reduce by this percent. So your base value will be your 125. This is 5 ones and 5 fives, and this is 20. So by 20% they will reduce their consumption. You can see 25 20. If this is like this will be like this. And if you see this kind of question, if you see 1 by 4 is the price, so your consumption has to be at these two. 4 plus 1 is 5, and this will reduce by this percent, which is nothing. 150 is nothing but 20%. I already discussed in my part 1 video about the fraction, so please learn the fraction, which will help you solve the question. I hope the funda is clear, guys. So whenever whatever is increased, again you have to reduce it, but reduce it on the increase value, not on 100. Otherwise you will fall in trap. These were the 10 types of question what I have covered in this video. Next is a part 3, which is the level 1 question. So I'll be covering level 1 now. I have covered part 1, which is basic. Part 2 was the type of question. Part 1 is level 1 question, and part 2 will be your level. Part 4 will be level 2, and part 5 will be a challenging level. Okay. Fine. So if you wanted to join us for the classroom program, you can join us by call on this number. You can call on this number and can join us for the classroom program. Okay. And for the Facebook page, you have, if you wanted to visit our Facebook page, do visit our Facebook page, which is Manoeuvre. And obviously you have to subscribe our channel if you want to see more video like this. So YouTube channel name is Manoeuvre. This is the link. Do visit our website also for the courses detail and the upcoming exams information, which is the Manoeuvre, www.manoeuvreedu.com. I hope the percentage funda is clear, guys, because 30 to 40% of your quant section is based on percentage. So please do percentage very well. Yep. All the best. Thank you.